We are at the Cultivating Community Garden here in the 18th Ward, and that's in District 1, which I represent for the city of Reading. And today is kind of a culmination of celebrating a lot of different things that revolve around the relationships that we build here in the city and what we do. And really kind of started out with the work of the 18th Wonder and Tanya Melendez, who's a board member. She wanted to see free little libraries throughout our ward because we don't have a brick and mortar library here in our section of the city. And so she really kind of challenged the community to create 18 of them. So today we're actually installing one that will double as a garden pantry and a bench, which we wanted to put the bench program together after we got the libraries. Today we're getting 2 in 1. I think what's really significant is the work that it took to really get this actualized was in partnership with an amazing Boy Scout who did this for his Eagle Scout project. That's Evan Grusel. And he and his family and his scouting family came together and worked on this for over 9 months to be able to have this here. And the most significant piece of this, I think, emotionally, is we're honoring and have the ability to honor Sandy Whitman, who really was a proponent of strengthening our food systems and making sure that nobody was hungry around her, gave countless hours to feeding our community in every way possible. So the Cultivating Community Garden is just very significant and reminiscent of her and her work. We lost her in 2020 with her battle of cancer. So this was our opportunity to recognize and memorialize her in the work that she's done. Very fitting, and her family reached out and said that although they live out of town, this was really the perfect way to kind of remember Sandy and continue to build those relationships.
I met Sandy at the farmers market on Penn Street years ago when she was smack in the middle of it, and got to talking like I do and she did. And within 20 minutes, we're best friends, and she's asking me, when are you volunteering and for what? And he was one of those people that I was like, okay, what do you need? And the next thing I know, my family business is bringing stuff into the market to help bring more the local people to visit a farmer's market, because now they had products that they could recognize and they were coming in. So because of Sandy, we did about 2 years of participation in the farmer's market, and everywhere and anywhere that it was dealing with food insecurity, Sandy was there. Anytime that there was somebody to help with food pantry, any kind, like she would call out of nowhere and be like, hey, we're coming up with a food pantry at an elementary school that has really problem with food insecurity. Can you guys, yes, we can donate. Yes, we can be there. We need hands, we'll be there. Sandy, to me, was an inspiration, always. And no matter, she looked like a frail older person, and she walked through the city of Reading like she was 7 feet tall. And she's greatly missed. She was amazing.
So, I picked out a design for the free little library. It was like a set of directions. So basically, I got the materials it said on the directions and assembled them like it said on the directions. And really the hardest part was things that didn't go according to plan. There were a lot of things in the directions that weren't listed, problems that came along. Like, for example, and actually I might just walk over here. It's like, if you see here, we had to figure out a way to waterproof it. Okay. So this is, you see here, actually my dad came up with this idea to have these 2 rubber stoppers here to keep the water out. Another problems too, for example, was like the wood, because the exterior grade plywood it was made out of was a little warped, and just other stuff in general, like putting a latch on here, like how to put a latch on even though the door is a little elevated. And
Absolutely. I see these all over the place. I go out, I walk almost every morning because I can't run anymore because my knees are shot. But I go out and I see these all over the place. And I actually met Lucine through another Eagle Scout who she had known from years ago and who's a work colleague of mine. And she mentioned this project, and I knew Evan was looking for one. And I was thinking, books? Yep, that sounds like Evan. That sounds like something. And it was interesting when I presented this project to you. You were like, "Oh, we were actually thinking about putting one in front of our house." Your mom had mentioned that, so it really kind of fit in. But so an Eagle Scout project, what it is when you read the definition of what it is, they say, as a Life Scout, plan and execute a project that benefits a community organization in which you show leadership. Okay, so that's basically it. And a lot of people think, oh, they have to build a bridge or they have to do this or that. No, they have to show leadership. And one of the things that I liked about what Evan did here, as I was there for his project, one of his project days, is he was showing leadership. And showing leadership for him was gathering the right materials and gathering the right people with the right tools to do it, and then assigning tasks. So he had some boys there, and they weren't allowed to use power tools, so they were scraping the bench. And then he had some adults there, and we were very fortunate to have some adults who we know through the scouting organization who are actually woodworkers by profession. And so using some of their tools and things like that, it really made the job a lot easier. But one of the things I was really impressed about what you did is Evan had everything laid out before we started. He had multiple sets of the instructions, and sometimes these projects, they don't go quite that smoothly, okay, because the amount of communication isn't quite there. So that's where this worked out really well. You did a great job in communicating what the expectations were, what we were trying to accomplish, and getting the materials in front of people. So that really worked out.
Thank you.